Hi, sixth graders. So I wanted to go a little bit more into Overdrive Sora for those that wanted a little more help. So again, once I'm logged in, I can come in here. I am actually using the Explore button right now. When it comes to preferences, the only thing that I turned on was juvenile young adult. You guys, you're already set for that. I have it turned on to everything because I want to see whether they're checked out or not. I have not changed anything else in here. Sometimes I do turn on audiobooks, so you may have to go in and turn that off. Otherwise, you should have nothing turned on for filters. All right, then we talked about how to go in and find nonfiction. So if I come in here, explore all subjects, I can just take a look. So juvenile fiction, well, it's got fiction, not going to work. Fantasy, historical fiction, classic literature, thriller, beginning reader. Those are all fiction. Juvenile literature, humor fiction, romance, biography. Ah, here we go. Biography and autobiography. Those are going to be my stories about people. So I can come in here and see what my options are. Some really great books in here. As I'm looking, I know this place a hold means I am going to have to wait my turn. But remember, you can hit read a sample. You can read just about the first chapter on any book in here. That's a great way to get an idea of whether you think the book will be good or not. Oh, I will always write back. This is actually an audiobook. Really good. It is about a young girl who started writing to a pen pal in Africa. Unfortunately, I can't remember the exact country right now. But they write back and forth, and she finds out she's very privileged and very lucky here, while he has to fight every day to be able to go to school. Great story. So you can go through here and look. If you see borrow, ready right now. Lots of options. Go back to explore. So maybe you don't want to read about a person. Maybe you want to come back in here to explore all subjects. Look a little bit further. Oh, young adult nonfiction. History. Notice we had historical fiction up here. And down here we have history. This is where you'll have history nonfiction. Young adult fiction, there's some more nonfiction, juvenile nonfiction. Mystery, science, science. I might have a good mix in science. And if I actually look, I see that under science, I have 45 juvenile nonfiction books, 17 nature, 5 biography and autobiography, and I can kind of look at some of my other areas in there. So I can kind of try to pick out the nonfiction books from any fiction books that might pop up in there. But with science, I'm looking pretty good for really good. Oh, what makes a monster? Yeah, really good books in here. Let's go ahead and go back again to my subjects. Where was I at? Mythology, nature, horror, nature. Good place to check. Horror, pretty sure I'm going to find fiction there. Young adult literature, science fiction, fiction, graphic novels, comic books. Now, some of these are going to be nonfiction because you have your memoirs in there, but it's probably easier to find them if you go to the like young adult nonfiction, juvenile nonfiction. Suspense, reference is going to be nonfiction. Sports and recreation has nonfiction in it. Computer tech is nonfiction. Cooking and foods nonfiction. As I'm going, I'm wondering if you're noticing. Are you noticing these numbers? As I go down, I have less and less. So I have one military book that comes up, Left for Dead. Let's click on this book right here, take a quick look. It's a young adult book. It says, for fans of sea battles, adventures, and war stories like Unbroken, incredibly true story. Incredibly true story. You know what that means, guys. We found a nonfiction book. Sometimes you're going to have to look a little bit closer. And if you're not exactly sure if it's nonfiction or fiction, you know who to ask, right? Your teachers or me. But yeah, I only had one. But if you come back up to the top, that juvenile nonfiction, 219 books to pick from. Where was it? The young adult nonfiction, 47 books. So pretty easy ways to kind of narrow down to what I'm looking at. Just want to make this to add a little bit more for those of you that are looking for what you need. And again, let me know if you have any questions.